Welcome to Hunting with Hecs.
Welcome to today's show. I'm your host, Mike Slinkard. This week, we're going to dive deep into the thought process of a wild turkey. What makes them hang up, what makes them spook, and also what causes them to come strutting right into your setup. Today, we start with Osceolas out in Florida and work our way all across the country. We'll be chasing Big Easterns in Wisconsin, and we'll finish with Miriam's out in Idaho. If you've ever scratched your head and wondered why a turkey didn't come in, then this episode is a must-watch for you. So sit back and relax and join us as we go hunting with Hecs.
Hunting is about getting close. Really close. Get closer than you ever thought was possible.
When you have a cameraman and you setting out in a dirt field like this, you can get away with so much with this Hecs on.
I've got to give credit once again to Hecs.
We showcase the science of getting close right here on Hunting with Hecs.
Hunting with Hecs is brought to you by PSE Archery. Tough Country, American values forged in steel. Ozonics, undetectable, undeniable. Victory Archery, the Carbon Arrow experts. Luminoc, light 'em up. Rocky Mountain Hunting Calls, we call the game. Tacticam, share your hunt. Warren Winches. Trophy Properties and Auction. And Hecs Stealth Screen, the evolution of concealment.
If you were watching last week's episode, you saw Bill Epeards and his buddy Mike Ingold call a turkey that strutted for 45 minutes in full view of the guys along a chain link fence. The bird was convinced the area was safe, and he actually crossed the 7-foot-tall fence and strutted right in to within a few yards of Mike, who made a great shot. Now it's Bill's turn to put Hecs technology to use. Bill and Mike split up the next morning, and Bill decides to set up on the edge of an open field where he knows there are some good toms hanging out. It wasn't long before he had a big tom heading his way. This bird is a big, mature Osceola gobbler. It's seen all the setups and it's heard all the calling. But not only does he come to the setup, he comes running to the setup. Bill's in the open on the edge of a field only 15 yards away when this big bird struts right up to the decoys. Remember, Bill's self-filming this hunt, so he has to get away with a lot of movement. He's running the camera, he's moving his position to get ready to shoot. And he has to take his hand off the camera and raise his shotgun. Even with all this movement, as you can see, the bird has no reaction at all. There's your Hecs effect once again. Keep in mind, Bill just shot. There's a turkey flopping on the ground, and still, this group of jakes comes running into Bill's setup. This is the stuff we see over and over using Hecs Stealth Screen technology. The turkeys just don't see the hunter as a threat, and they go on about their business as if they weren't even there.
You know, these Hecs suits are amazing. You know, this bird was at the most, I don't know, 15 yards. So, thanks to Hecs and these Hecs suits, you get very, very close encounters and very, very productive.
I'm a huge believer in Hecs, and the reason is simply my success in the field. Time and time again, I have things that I just can't explain, and no matter which hunting camp I'm in, I feel like I'm having more opportunities than the people around me that aren't utilizing Hecs. The reality is, some animals definitely can sense things that we just don't know about. And with the encounters that I've had, I can tell you that Hecs has been my clear advantage. This past year, I got within top pin range on a giant open country bull and just sat there for longer than I was even comfortable for. And when he finally pulled away from that tree and started to come to where he had heard my call last, he literally almost walked right over me. Had no idea what I was, even when that arrow hit, and I'm giving that credit to Hecs. During the late season here in Iowa, there's nothing worse than being covered up with whitetails in a ground blind and having them look right in at you. I don't experience that anymore. I'm telling you, the proof is in the pudding for me. If you're interested in getting the best deal possible, make sure you use the promo code at the bottom of the screen. Or if you want to find out more, go to hexllc.com or give us a call at 541-575-HEX.
Next up, Wisconsin. Welcome back to Hunting with Hecs. We're documenting the amazing benefits of wearing Hecs Stealth Screen, and so far it's hunters 1 and turkeys 0. Now we catch up to Joe Ogden, who's hunting big gobblers on a farm in Wisconsin.
You know, we've seen a lot of Jason Cleveland and Joe Ogden in past episodes of Hunting with Hecs. They've had some incredible close encounters using Hecs technology. On this hunt, Joe is set up on the edge of a big green field where the turkeys fly down in the morning. He knows from past experience just how well the Hecs system works, so he just leans up against a tree on an old fence line in full view, less than 10 yards from the decoys. Just after first light, there are turkeys in the field, and Joe patiently awaits for his decoys to do their job. It wasn't long before Joe had the attention of this group of jakes. Even though Joe's basically in the wide open to these jakes, they walk right up to the decoy. Any experienced turkey hunter knows that when turkeys get in close, they quickly pick out anything unusual in their environment. Yet here we see it again. 5 wild turkeys less than 10 steps from Joe wearing his Hecs suit. The big tom Joe's after is hanging out in the middle of the field, just watching. When he sees how calm the jakes are, it encourages him to make his way closer to Joe's position. You know, without Hecs technology, Joe would have most likely been busted by those jakes when they were in his lap. But by wearing Hecs technology, those birds stay calm, and as a result, Joe is about to get a close-up encounter with the bird that he's after. At less than 10 yards, Joe decides to drop the hammer on this big Wisconsin gobbler. Time and time again, we've shown you how Hecs technology helps keep you undetected by all types of animals, birds, and even fish. Whether it's small game, deer, turkeys, or even elk or the big bears, Hecs helps keep you less detectable and allows you more opportunities to take that animal that otherwise would have been unattainable.
We've had a great hunt up here with Travis in Wisconsin. A lot of turkeys, a lot of action. I probably should have killed one yesterday, but I held out, and I'm glad I did. This was a phenomenal hunt this morning. Turkeys were gobbling all around us. So get them in tight, man. It just excites me.
And now it's time for this week's Hecs Close-Up.
This week's Hecs Close-Up comes from Jim Walker from Burns, Oregon. And he's here with me today to tell you a little bit about his Hecs experiences and predators.
I was very skeptical when I purchased this suit last year. And, you know, just wearing it one season of calling coyotes and bobcats, it's been a totally different experience. Coyotes, I've gotten away with so much more movement this season that it was just unbelievable. The way coyotes were in my lap, they'd acted like they didn't even know I was even in the country, laying in what I call just yellow grass. That was my cover.
Well, that's good. So how many coyotes did you kill this year?
Got 125.
125 coyotes. So guys, that's a lot. You know, I know a lot of you guys out there have hunted coyotes, and you know how cagey they are. And I mean, that is, and these are desert coyotes too. This is in a wide open country. I don't know if any coyotes is any smarter any place in the country than these big desert coyotes that get hunted a lot. So that's quite an accomplishment, really is. Well, thanks, Jim. I appreciate it, and appreciate you telling everybody about the Hecs suit and your experiences. And that is this week's Hecs Close-Up from Jim Walker, Burns, Oregon.
The original Hecs suit is very lightweight, breathable, and versatile enough to be used in almost any hunting situation. The Hecs systems consist of 3 pieces. These essential pieces include a Hecs pant, Hecs top, and Hecs head cover. You may use any combination of appropriate Hecs products to achieve the goal of covering as much of your body as possible with Hecs technology. All Hecs hunting products are now available in our new Hecs Style Anywhere and Hecs Style Green digital camo patterns to match any terrain. The material features a highly electrically conductive carbon grid woven into the polyester-based cloth. The grid blocks your body's electrical field. The suit is designed to be worn under your regular camo or over the top as an outer layer. The technology is effective either way. The original pants are cut similar to sweatpants, with an elastic waistband, elastic cuffs on the bottom, side pockets, and a convenient fly. The pullover shirt features thumb holes, serge stitching, and an embroidered logo. The head cover has a hemmed eye hole, adjustable drawstring in the back, and is very easy to use. Additional accessories are sold separately and include the Hecs hat, our versatile multi-rag that can be worn in a variety of ways, camo gloves made of a lightweight, stretchy material in matching camo, and a heavyweight over-the-calf sock. And of course, all of the accessories have the Hecs grid woven right in. Order right now and use the promo code to save $30 on your order of a complete Hecs suit. Learn more about our full line of clothing and accessories, as well as our fit guarantee for worry-free ordering at hecsllc.com.
There is plenty more Hecs action coming up right after this quick word from our sponsors. Welcome back. Now we're swinging south to hook up with the guys from Team Dead On who are hunting their home state of Tennessee. These guys are responsible for some incredible footage they submitted for a Hecs highlight a few months ago, where Jonas Stout decided to put Hecs to the test to prove to himself that it really works.
On this setup, we join Team Dead On member Justin Latham as he tries to call in a big eastern gobbler into range. Justin's in a blind on this hunt, but he's only 10 yards from the decoy and he's self-filming. Anyone who's ever self-filmed turkeys knows how extremely difficult it is to get away with all the movement required from running the camera and getting your bow or gun up before you get busted by a bird. As you can see by wearing Hecs, Justin is able to get it done, and the turkey doesn't have a clue he's anywhere in the area.
Bird down, baby. Oh, God. Oh, baby. Oh, God.
You know, Hecs right there, this bird is at not even 10 yards, and he had no clue. I mean, it was just an awesome hunt.
Now Justin is just joining up with Jonas Stout, who videoed the close encounter we showed you earlier. It isn't long before they have a big tom headed their way.
Man, I can't believe the hunt we've had.
Yeah, it's...
You know, I really got to thank Hecs, because right now we're about 20 yards, 15, 20 yards
Yeah.
from this bird, and you seen he never had a clue we were here. And this is the same exact spot, same exact setup that I had my Jake in. You can actually still see around the decoy where that Jake circled it so many times the other day, and the same setup. I just wanted to prove to y'all that this is a real property. This isn't pretend birds, this isn't farm birds, this is a real property with real birds.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We killed here last year,
Yeah,
killed here this year. Guys, freaking incredible.
yeah.
You know, there's no doubt that the Team Dead On guys are believers in Hecs technology, and we expect to see more spectacular close encounters from them in the future. But don't you think it's time that you experience the Hecs effect for yourself? Get your Hecs system today, and you too could be sending us one of your amazing close encounters for a future episode of Hunting with Hecs.
Our most popular Hecs system is our base layer. The base layer is a lightweight semi-thermal material designed to be worn under your regular hunting clothing or over the top. It comes in the original olive green, as well as our new Hecs Style Anywhere and Hecs Style Green digital camo patterns to match any terrain. The material features a highly electrically conductive carbon grid woven into the polyester base cloth. The grid blocks your body's electrical field. The suit is designed to be worn under your regular camo or over the top as an outer layer. The technology is effective either way. All complete Hecs systems include 3 pieces. These essential pieces include a Hecs pant, Hecs top, and Hecs head cover. You may use any combination of appropriate Hecs products to achieve the goal of covering as much of your body as possible with Hecs technology. The shirt is a quarter zip Henley with rugged serge stitching, embroidered Hecs logo, and thumb holes. The form-fitting pants have rugged serge stitching throughout, and the heavy elastic waistband and cuff ensure they stay in place. They also feature a convenient fly. The head cover has a hemmed eye hole, adjustable drawstring in the back, and is very easy to use. Additional accessories are sold separately and include the Hecs hat, our versatile multi-rag that can be worn in a variety of ways, camo gloves made of a lightweight stretchy material in matching camo, and a heavyweight over-the-calf sock. And of course, all of the accessories have the Hecs grid woven right in. Order right now and use the promo code to save $30 on your order of a complete Hecs suit. Learn more about our full line of clothing and accessories, as well as our fit guarantee for worry-free ordering at hecsllc.com.
Stick around, we'll be back, and when we do, we're headed to the mountains of Idaho to try our luck on Merriam's. Welcome back to Hunting with Hecs. So far, the turkeys have fallen one after the other to the Hecs technology. We've seen it in action on Osceolas in Florida and Easterns in Wisconsin and Tennessee. But now it's time to see how it does with the turkey's western cousin, the Merriam.
Got my Hecs on. You know, I'm in a blind with my bow. And I got to have every advantage I can possibly think of when I'm hunting by myself, videoing by myself. So I got the Hecs on to knock down everything that will make those birds know I'm in the blind. It conceals me a lot better.
Since Rockie is self-filming and carrying his bow, a blind, and camera gear, he doesn't have any decoys to set out. Instead, he's relying on good calling to get him in close enough for a shot, and he's relying on his Hecs to help him close the deal. A few minutes later, 2 nice toms show up on the edge of the clearing. While Rockie's working these birds, a couple deer move into the area. They can tell the blind's new, but when they don't sense Rockie's electrical field, they quickly dismiss it and go back to feeding. Well, like we said earlier, Rockie's self-filming here, so he's got to move around a lot inside the blind, repositioning the camera, even moving in his chair trying to get into position to shoot the birds as they come in. Even when he makes noise and catches the deer's attention, they simply look at him for a couple of seconds and go back to feeding. We see it all the time while using Hecs. Here we see Rockie actually bump the camera with his bow inside the tight quarters of the blind. Both the deer and the turkeys are looking right at him and see the movement, but still, there's no reaction. Well, that was a clean miss, but amazingly, the deer as well as both toms just stand around unsure of what just happened. As you can see, Hecs made all the difference in the success of this hunt. Even after the miss, nothing spooked and ran. With no electrical energy to alert them of the presence of the predator, the arrow that missed and the movement in the blind may as well have been branches moving in the wind. When have you ever been within a few yards of turkeys or deer, draw your bow, miss, get another arrow out, and draw a second time, and not have any reaction from the animals? They didn't run, but they just simply stood there totally confused about what just happened. This is the Hecs effect in full display. It simply allows you to get away with much more than you ever thought possible.
The old Hecs suit did it again. All that movement I had in the blind, trying to run the cameras by myself. And after the shot went off, they still stuck around. I was able to get a bird. But can't go wrong using the Hecs. It's a great advantage.
Hi, I'm Bill Epeards, and I'm very fortunate to be in the hunting industry and hunt all over the world. And one thing that's really made me successful over the years is the Hecs technology, and it's allowed me to take 18 Grand Slams of turkeys, 2 World Slams, the Big 5 in Africa with a bow, also all the animals in New Zealand. And one thing that I think that really helps me, and I preach this in my seminars, is the Hecs technology really works. It allows me to get away with more movement, and the animals do not seem to detect me in any way. So the next time you go out in the field, make sure you check out Hecs technology.
Did you know that when our muscles move, there is a concurrent, extreme low-frequency electrical impulse that is emitted from our bodies? These electrical impulses are actually visible to most birds. And when a bird sees a movement that also has this spike of electrical energy, they know it's from a living being, and thus a potential danger. Hecs Stealth Screen fabric blocks your electrical emissions and makes your movement look more like inanimate movement, which is not a threat to a bird.
Well, we've shown you some pretty amazing hunts in this episode, and it was all provided by Hecs customers who know that Hecs technology helps them remain undetected when animals get in close. Time and time again, we've shown you that Hecs technology allows hunters to remain undetected by other animals and birds, even if they're only a few yards away. Without the undeniable benefits of Hecs technology, these would have been opportunities lost. But by remaining undetected, they had time to wait for the bigger birds to get in range. You know, these stories aren't the exception. They're the normal stories we hear every day from Hecs customers all around the world. Call us or go online today and get the unprecedented Hecs advantage for yourself. In the meantime, Hecs users will keep pushing the limits, and we'll keep bringing it to you each week right here on Hunting with Hecs.
If you have an amazing Hecs encounter you'd like to share, give us a call or go online. If we use it on the air, you'll be in the running to win an exciting hunting trip with a Hecs crew. You can find out more on our website at hecsllc.com. While you're online, make sure to take a minute and check us out on our social media sites as well.